Welcome back to the Las Vegas Raiders franchise, guys, on Madden 20. What a way to end the season. We won Super Bowl 57, 18-12 over the Chicago Bears. Just a great game all around. The Bears defense is really good, but our defense was good too, and we clamped down when we needed to. So this is just going to be a season recap. A look back at the season that was and what we can look forward to in the offseason. First thing that I noticed just logging back in, we've got a new head coach. And take a look at this, man. John Gruden decides to hang it up after winning a Super Bowl. Not sure how I feel about this right now. He was the guy for us, man. We actually had him on a contract for another 6 years. So it's cool that, we can send him out on top and with a Super Bowl trophy, but it's going to hurt not knowing that he's going to be on the sideline for us in the future. So let's take a look back over the season, man. It started off rough for us, man. We won our first game over the Rams 25-10, but then we went out to Kansas City and lost 20-17. Then we came back. We went on a 2-game winning streak, beating the Browns and the Chargers in back-to-back games. But then we lost 2 games in a row. Cardinals by 3, Chargers by 2. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I was very worried after week 6 because if you think about it, last year when we were in tight games, we were able to pull them off. So losing 2 games in a row by less than a touchdown, less than 3 points, it was really concerning, going forward. But we bounced back, came back home, beat the Seahawks 38-31, and then just didn't get off the bus against the Chiefs. They came into Allegiant Stadium and throttled us 36-17. But we went on a historical run after that, man. We beat the Titans, went into our bye week, got healthy, and then just went on a major run, beating the Colts, beating the Jags, beating the Broncos, beating the Texans, beating the Bills, came back and beat the Broncos again, and then beat the 49ers. And winning those 8 games in a row solidified our number 2 seed in the playoffs, and we were able to win the AFC West for the second year in a row. So then we went into the playoffs, got a first-round bye, and ended up playing the Steelers at home, and it was a nail-biter, man. We ended up winning 24-17. Then we went into the AFC Championship and got our revenge against the Chiefs. 32-6 was the final, setting up our matchup with the Chicago Bears. And like I said earlier, we got the dub, bringing the Lombardi Trophy back to Las Vegas. 18-12 was the final. Taking a look at our season stats, Derek Carr finished with 2,715 yards, 221 completions out of 341 attempts. He threw 28 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. He averaged just under 170 yards a game, and he was sacked 35 times this year. DC is was just a manager for us. We did not rely too heavy on him this year. Going into the season, his ratings decreased. So I kind of figured that it wasn't going to be a big year through the air for him. But he did a great job, man. I think he had maybe 1 or 2 games where it was just like, should we go with Chris King? But I still don't think Chris King is ready to take over just quite yet. If he has an impressive preseason this year, he might be ready, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with DC. This is his last season. We haven't re-signed him yet, and I'm scared to see what the franchise tag is going to look like. It might be over $30 million, I think. So we've got some decisions to make with him in the future. Now, for this guy, he is the future of the Raiders. Josh Jacobs had himself a season, y'all. 380 carries, 2,432 yards, 17 touchdowns on the year. He was the focal point of the offense. He got things going. He was just unstoppable, it looked like at times, man. He averaged 6.4 yards a carry. I think he played all 16 games this year, which is great. The couple seasons beforehand, he was injured, so it was good to see him play all 16 games. The future is bright for him. My only concern are those carries. I would like to see him get less carries going into next season. I would actually like to see Aaron Ridley get a lot more of the ball. He finished with 95 carries on the year, 522 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he did turn it up in the playoffs. Ridley was hurt a lot this year. I guess you would call it like a sophomore slump. But I think with the combination of Jacobs and Ridley, it's going to be hard to stop our running game in the future. Out wide, Chris Blythe had a great year, man. 59 grabs, 869 yards, 15 touchdowns. He was wide out number one this year, and he put up the numbers that, he put up some great numbers. He's getting better every year, 95 speed. The catching is there. The catching traffic is going up. The route running is going up. He is just doing a great job, and we've got him locked in for another season. I think his contract has him for another year. I think he's a free agent next year. So we're going to be looking to re-sign him, man. He is a vital part of this offense. He's able to take the top off. He's able to go across the middle and make tough grabs. So we got to make sure we keep him around. Second on the team this year was Hunter Renfrow, 48 catches, 431 yards, 5 touchdowns. We just re-signed him this season. He did a great job catching first downs. That's all he does. Hunter Renfrow, catch first downs. Terry McLaurin, his second year on the offense, 45 catches, 478, 5 touchdowns. He was hurt a lot this year too, man. Going forward, I'd like to see him get the ball a little bit more. I would love to see him get about 60 to 75 catches going into next season. A great addition this offseason was Damian Ratley. He signed as a slot wide receiver, and we moved him to third down back. He finished with 37 catches, 455 yards, 1 touchdown. He's a speedster, man. On those angle routes, those little flat routes, he's a great player, man. He's a free agent. He's looking for about $7.5 to $10 million next season. So I just got to look and see. I want to bring him back, but just not at that price. But talk about having a down year. Darren Waller this year, I think defense just keyed in on him, man. He finished with 35 grabs, 563 yards and a touchdown. He played all 16 games, but it just seemed like every time we looked for him, he had about 2 defenders around him. So that just happens when you have a big year, because I think last year he put up like crazy numbers, 80 catches. So last year he had 54 grabs. The year before he had 71 grabs. And the year before that, he had 79 grabs. So, I mean, he's kind of taking a dip down. And then also, you have to look at our offense as well. We're more of a run-first kind of offense. So, going into next season, I want to see him get more touches, which I think would happen. But, yeah, we need him to get more touches for sure. The offensive line, man, listen, all 5 guys played all 16 games, which is dope, man. I'm like, that's exciting. Mike Bennett had a rough year, pass blocking, giving up 11 sacks. Brandon Sheriff, we traded for him in the preseason this season. He gave up 9 sacks. But look at this from the center to the left side. Thuney gave up 5 sacks. Hudson gave up 4 sacks. And then Williams gave up 2 sacks. So after we lost Brooks last season, I was kind of iffy about this offensive line, but I think they did an awesome job. We have our 2 studs, Hudson and Williams, will be free agents this year. And they both won over $12 million, but they're getting up there in age. So I'm a little concerned, man, giving them, between, $8 and $12 million a piece. We're going to be looking to get younger on the offensive line. There are a couple guys in the draft that I'm looking at to fill the center position. And then there's somebody late in the 3rd round that could come in right away and play left tackle for us. To the defensive side of the ball we go, and Terrell Conley had a huge season, man. Third-year player from Wisconsin. He had himself a year, man. 115 tackles on the year, 7 interceptions. This kid is something special. He is the captain of this defense, and he was named Super Bowl MVP. Jonathan Abram got the start this year at free safety, had 110 tackles. No interceptions. He had 5 deflections, though. I'm considering moving him back to strong safety and maybe start Mike Collins going into next year. That's just something I'm thinking about because Carl Joseph is getting up there in age. We'll talk about him more in a second. But Jonathan Abram is all over the field, man. 110 tackles. He had 6 tackles for loss this year. Another guy that I think is going to be a star for us and is really starting to show through, man. Ulysses Gilbert III. He had 105 tackles this year, 7 interceptions. He's getting so much more playing time. Last year, we saw glimpses of what he can do when T-Con went down, and this year he just broke out with 105 tackles, man. He is a playmaker. If you look at his stats over the past 4 years that he's been here, He had 7 tackles in his first year, 9 tackles in his second year, 74 in his third year, and then 105, man. We have really groomed him into a great player. He's a 72 overall right now, but he plays so much better than that. And talking about Carl Joseph earlier, man, he finished with 78 tackles on the year, 2 interceptions. He didn't do what I thought he was going to do. Last year, he played a lot better. I just think because he's getting up there in age, his ratings are starting to decrease. He is a step slower at 86 speed, 78 zone coverage. The hit power is there, 92 hit power. But I don't know. When you have somebody like Jonathan Abram who's fast, and then you got Mike Collins who can step in and play free safety, Carl Joseph might be on the trade block this year, guys. Yeah, see, he's on his last year of his contract too. We might look to trade him, man. We might put him on the trade block. A.J. Bouye had a solid year at corner, 65 tackles, 4 interceptions. Garyon Conley had 60 tackles, no interceptions. Team really didn't try to test Garyon this year. It's weird. Like they were focusing a lot on A.J. Bouye. But hopefully Garyon can come back next year and have another big year for us. A guy who had a huge year is Daryl Worley. He had a breakout year. Let's just be honest. He had 50 tackles on the year, 6 interceptions. There was a stretch during the season where it was like he got an interception every game. He did a great job in the slot position. Because Bouye is on his last year of his contract and he's going to be a free agent this year, Worley might be able to slide his way up into the cornerback number 2 spot. We just have to look and see who's going to be in free agency. Braden Holly in his second year, 49 tackles, 7 sacks. Let's see, Anthony Walker, he probably won't be back. 35 tackles, 2 sacks. DeAndre Walker, 33 tackles, 4 sacks. Let's take a look at the QB pressure, the sack department. Mad Max led the way, 9.5 sacks. He just got big money to come back. I'm looking next year to get more of a rotation on our defensive line. I think Crosby does a great job of getting pressure, but sometimes, man, we don't get after the QB. Braden Holly had 7 sacks. Cleveland Farrell got big money as well. He got 7 sacks. I'm looking for these 3 to be like our guys, our go-to guys when we need to get after the QB. Walker had 4 sacks. Breakout player for me, man, Paul Davidson, 22 tackles, 3.5 sacks. But it's like the intangibles that he did, man. He made a lot of big plays when we needed stops up the middle. He got a safety against the Chiefs. He showed flashes in preseason, and it just carried over into the regular season. And then Anthony Walker, he had 2 sacks. Turnover department, our linebackers led the way with interceptions. Conley had 7. Gilbert had 7. There's Worley. He had 6. A.J. Bouye had 4. Carl Joseph had 2. And Mike Collins, he had 1. So we forced 6 fumbles on the season and recovered just 4 of them. And then how many TDs did we score? And we scored 5 defensive touchdowns. Now, listen, this defense, man, was bend, don't break. We gave up a lot of yards. A lot of passing yards, especially to the Chiefs. But when we got down to that goal line or inside the 20, we were hard to score on. And I'm excited to see the future of this defense. We're still young. We can add a couple pieces here in the offseason. But I think we're going to get a lot better going into year 5. In the kicking game, I think we have the best kicker in the game, Daniel Carlson, man. He finished 25 of 27, 92% of his kicks, 56 was his longest, and he went perfect at extra points, 51 of 51. The punt game, Johnny Townsend, he did a great job, man, 27 punts, 1,340 yards. He had 9 balls fall inside the 20 with only 4 touchbacks. None better than that punt against the Chiefs that pinned them back at the 1-yard line. The return game has been disappointing. I'm not going to lie to you. I was expecting big things out of Jordan Paxson. He only had 528 yards on 22 returns this year, but he was hurt a lot at the beginning of the year. And then on punt return, he only had 9 returns for 86 yards. A lot of teams were scared to kick to him. I think going into next season, man, he should have a breakout year. So let's take a look at like total offense and stuff. This is stuff I normally don't look at. Let's see. The Bears led total offense. That's crazy. 7,390 yards. Where are we at? Jeez. I guess you say we're like top 15. We had 6,945 yards. On offense, we had 5,600 yards. Where are we at? There we are. 5,609. That's not bad. I know pass game we're not going to we're not going to have too much. In fact, we're the last team. We are last in passing yards, but I guarantee you we're first in rushing. First in rushing, yep. 3,044 yards. That's crazy. Points per game, we led the way, 28 points per game, almost 29 points per game. Passing TDs, we had 28, and that puts us at the bottom, close to the bottom, man. And then rushing touchdowns, Cowboys, Seahawks. So we're top 6. We had 22 rushing touchdowns. First downs, 282. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're top 15 in first downs. What about defense? We finished second in total defense, giving up 5,000 yards. Passing, yeah, we're not even close. We gave up the most passing yards. Top 10 easy. Yeah, top 10 easy, most passing yards. Rushing yards, though, we gave up where are we at? I think we did a good job against the run this year. Yeah, we only gave up 1,476 yards. That's top 3. I like that. We gave up 322 points, which puts us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the top 5. 33 sacks. And the Ravens have 44 sacks. 33. Not that good. We have 5 fumbles. That puts us in the top 6. And then interceptions, I guarantee we're the top in interceptions. 27 interceptions. So just a great look, man. We had a great year all around. So we sim ahead to the first week of the offseason and see we've got a lot of decisions to make. Rodney Hudson, he wants to come back. He dropped 4 points overall. He's down to an 86 overall. He's looking for $10 million a year. Linval Joseph, he wants to come back. I think we can go ahead and let him go. Jamarco Jones wants to come back. I don't think I'm going to bring him back. A.J. Bouye falls down to an 81 overall. Yikes. And he wants $7 million. Derek Carr is down to a 77 overall. Still has great throw power. The deep accuracy is there. That medium accuracy is awful. But he's looking for a 1-year deal for $22 million. Sheesh. DeAndre Walker wants to come back. He's looking for a 2-year deal for $6 million. This guy, I'm leaning to re-signing him. Damian Radley wants 3 years for $77 million. Joey Bush, he's probably going to get let go. Nicholas Morrow, I'll probably let him go. Sethan Carter is interesting. He's been our fullback for the past couple years for Josh Jacobs. But I want to see if there's anybody else better out there. And then Brandon Parker, he's looking to come back. So it's these first 3, Derek Carr, A.J. Bouye, and Rodney Hudson, man. These are 3 players that we really have to look at and figure out if we want to bring them back next season. Not on that list is Trent Williams. I'm guessing he decided to retire. So Rhett Ellison, who was our 3rd-string tight end, he decided to retire. Trent Williams decides to retire. Steven Gostkowski retires after 7 years. Brett Kern, Golden Tate, Snack Harrison, Marquise Pouncey, Sam Cox, the punter, Sam Cox. Kyle Long retires. Roger Sofield III, he retires. Ron Leary, Kerrigan, Kawan Short, wow. Assembly, Julio, wow. That's a shocker, but I think he's 12 years in. Yeah, that makes sense. Demario Davis hangs it up after 11 years. Nigel Brodham, Jason Kelsey. Any other big names? A.J. Green hangs it up after 12 years. So that's going to do it for the recap, guys. I'm sorry I simmed ahead too fast, and we didn't get a chance to look at the draft board. But don't trip. I'll make sure we look at it in the off season. That's coming to you on Friday. We've got some decisions to make, man. Derek Carr, Rodney Hudson, A.J. Bouye. Big money, man. That's probably about $60 million right there. Not sure it's about $40 million. Yeah, it's about $40 million. Not sure what we're going to do quite yet. I'm going to take a second, think about it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell. Join the Noti Squad. And check out those links, man. Join our Discord. We're going to have a lot of fun over there going into season 5. Trust me, you want to be a part of it. It's free. All you got to do is go over there and hit join. No lie. So we're going to talk in the off season. Big one coming up, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support on this series too, man. I've been having fun with it. And going into season 5, we're going to have a good time. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.